Cold Reckoning presents. My narcissist father disinherited me to punish my silence. So I told the truth. About everything. The will was rewritten 4 times in 11 years. Each time, someone had failed to perform. Each time, the message was the same: obey or lose everything. Elena Marsh grew up understanding one rule above all others. Her father's approval was the family currency, and it could be revoked at any moment. Richard Marsh was successful, charming in public, and suffocating in private. He had built his life around control, not the loud kind, the quiet, financial kind. He never screamed. He never had to. He had the will. A narcissist with money doesn't need to raise his voice. He just needs you to know that everything you expect can disappear the moment you stop performing. Elena had watched it happen to her uncle, then her brother, then her mother. Each time, the family reorganized itself around the new reality. Each time, someone went quiet. For 31 years, Elena had been quiet too. The last straw wasn't a fight. It was a birthday dinner she refused to attend. Her father called and told her she was expected at his new partner's birthday dinner. Elena said she had a prior commitment. She did. It didn't matter. In Richard Marsh's world, prior commitments were a form of defiance. And defiance had a price. The letter from his attorney arrived 12 days later. Elena was no longer a beneficiary of any kind. 31 years of careful silence. 12 days to erase it. She sat with the letter for 3 days. She didn't cry. She had already spent years grieving the father she had needed him to be. What she felt now was something different. Something that felt, for the first time, like clarity. If this story is already hitting, you're exactly where you should be. Subscribe to Cold Reckoning. Every day, the moment someone stops staying quiet. She had protected his secrets for 31 years. He had eliminated her in 12 days. The math had changed. Elena opened a blank document and started writing. Not a letter, not a complaint, a complete factual account of what life with Richard Marsh had actually looked like. She wrote about the will rewrites and what triggered each one. She wrote about the business, tax structures that sat between aggressive planning and fraud. She wrote about loans to family members never repaid, reclassified as. She wrote about the money her mother had been promised in the divorce and never fully received. She changed no names. She changed no details. She changed one thing only: her own name, posted anonymously. She thought anonymity would protect her. She forgot how specific the truth is. The post was shared in narcissistic family forums, picked up by a newsletter, amplified on Twitter. Within 2 weeks, 400,000 readers. Most were strangers, but some were not. Her aunt recognized the story of Uncle James. Her brother recognized his own Christmas. 2 of her father's business associates recognized the tax structure she had described, in enough detail that they began asking questions they had never asked before. And Claudia, the new partner, the birthday dinner, the reason the letter had arrived, recognized herself. All of it. She called Elena's father the night she read it. That call lasted 47 minutes. Claudia moved out 10 days later. The 2 business partners requested an independent audit of their joint ventures. One withdrew entirely. The other removed Richard from all financial decision-making. His golden child brother, who had always maintained his position by never challenging anything, stopped returning calls, Not dramatically, he simply became unavailable, then gone. The cruelest part of a narcissist's collapse is that it looks, from the outside, like bad luck. To everyone who knows the pattern, it looks exactly like what it is. Richard Marsh did not contact Elena. He simply went quiet, which was the most telling response of all. Elena never revealed she was the author. She never needed to. The post is still online. A therapist who specializes in narcissistic family systems called it the most accurate first-hand account of financial control I have read in 20 years of practice. Elena did eventually hire an attorney, not to fight the will, to pursue the unpaid portion of her mother's divorce settlement, quietly abandoned years ago out of exhaustion. With documentation Elena had preserved, the claim was reopened. A settlement was reached in 8 months. She wrote, "I didn't write it for revenge. Protecting someone's secrets is not loyalty, it is participation. I had participated long enough." He took her out of the will to punish her silence. She responded with the only thing he had never been able to control: the truth, released quietly, without anger, into the world, where it found exactly the people it needed to find. Subscribe to Cold Reckoning, and never miss the moment the truth stops waiting. He rewrote the will to erase her. She rewrote the narrative to free herself. Only one of those rewrites mattered.